Hoo-wee. Good day. Hello. Hi. Um, I don't even know where to start to explain to you how important today's lesson is. This one comes up everywhere. As an examiner, I love asking Maslow from all the different sides. Um, Communication students, those of you doing management assistant and legal secretary, um, this one as a communication lecturer for N5 and N6 at times, I know that it does come up in N5, it does come up in N6. It's so important. I personally, if I see my students in the street or in the mall or in the shop, I stop them and I ask them about Maslow. That is how important Maslow is. I cannot, I can't stress this enough. So please, let's pay careful attention. I am going to simplify it and tell you what you need to know so that you can understand what this is about. So, for background, that over there is Abraham Maslow. He was a psychologist, Dr. Abraham Maslow. He was a psychologist in the 1940s, and he was very interested to know what motivates people. Why do people behave in the ways that they do? Why do people act in the ways that they do? And he proposed that human beings have different levels of needs, and the more some needs are more important than others, and you need to fulfill the important ones first before you can get to the next ones. And that is what motivates people. And in their motivation, that necessarily influences their communication. So I'm going to explain that one to you later. But for now, that's just the basic background. So let's start immediately. Let's get into it. A hierarchy. We are going to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So just as an explanation, I wanted to let you know that a hierarchy is a system where things are ranked in order of importance. So basically, it's a system where some things are more important than others. All right. Okay. Let's get into it. Dr. Maslow says we all have physiological needs. We all need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to drink water, and we need to have shelter in order to stay alive. And unless these needs are met, we can't do anything else. Think of a baby. That baby knows three things: sleep, eat, and that other thing, right? But it's if they don't do those three things, they will die. So we need our very importantly, first of all, we need to meet these needs, we need to fulfill these needs in order to stay alive. So it's very important, more important than anything else. These needs include water, food, shelter, and sleep. So, in the workplace, what can an employer do to fulfill these needs? And these would be provide a cafeteria or a canteen where people can eat, and provide lunch breaks so that people can have time to eat. Because people will not be able to fulfill their duties if they are hungry. So, now, have you ever tried to speak to a hungry person? You know that it never goes well. And the hungry people are not nice. Okay? And you know that when you are hungry, you are not nice either. When you are sleepy, you didn't get enough sleep. You you're grumpy, right? So it's the same thing in a workplace. People need to be full, people need to be rested in order to communicate successfully or in order to do their jobs. Dr. Maslow then says that once your physiological or basic needs are met, you need to fulfill your security needs. Now, the human being needs to feel safe and secure. We are not referring to just physical security here. We are also referring to security in terms of what if something happens in the future? So that's why we take out insurance policies and funeral policies and medical aids and things like that, because we we need to know that we will be looked after, that we will be okay if something bad happens. So the safety and security, or security needs, they also include the need for order, the need for a routine, basically, and stability, you know. So you need to know that you have a job, and you you are secure, you are sure of this job. You go to work every morning and you will find your job there. If those needs aren't met, you can't really function properly. Yes, you might have rested enough and you might have eaten enough, but you don't have security, then you really won't be able to do your job to the best of your ability, would you? So in the workplace, what can an employer do this time around? Provide a safe working environment. Um, okay, no, I'm not going to tell the story. But anyway, there's a story. There's always a story. A pension fund or the UIF fund, that when you lose your job, you know that there will be some form of income in your family. And that provides, some kind of stability, some kind of safety. In your personal life, you get alarm systems, you get burglar bars, you get a big dog to bite the criminals who want to break into your house. Things like that. Those are all things that we do to fulfill our need for safety and security. Then Dr. Maslow says, after we have fulfilled this, we now start looking around and we start to fulfill our need for affiliation. So affiliation means the need to love and to be loved. No person can live or exist on his or her own. We can't. It's okay to have alone time and to like alone time, but I mean, after a while, it gets lonely and you need people, right? So after our safety and security needs are met, not meets and net. Anyway, after those needs are met, we need to fulfill our affiliation needs. We start looking around for friends, significant others, people like that, that we can keep around so that we feel like we belong somewhere. In the workplace, the employer can have social functions like your year-end parties and your birthday parties and your end-of-term parties, or team buildings where people feel that they belong to this group of people. This is the reason we join churches, we join societies and clubs, so that we feel that we belong somewhere. And now we have friends. We're still not happy. We want more. That's where our esteem and self-esteem needs come in. Now we need to feel good about ourselves. We have that need to feel a little bit better than the next person. All right. So we need to see ourselves in a positive way. We need to be recognized, to feel important. It's a human need. You often don't even realize that you have this, but you will study hard because you want to do better than everybody in the class. When the lecturer says, "Well done, Mr. or Miss," and they call your name, you will feel good about yourself. And we all have that need inside ourselves to be recognized, to be, to get some kind of accolades for what we do. And how in the workplace, how should we fulfill these needs? Promotions, people getting better jobs, or people getting recognition in the form of employee of the month or employee of the year, or performance bonus. It's a big thing in some companies, you get recognized for the good that you've done. And then, says Dr. Maslow, lastly, perhaps most difficultly, there is the need for self-actualization. Now, this one is different from the others because this one refers to personal growth. It has to do with your personal growth, with you becoming a better person. Now, once you have fulfilled all the other needs, you feel the need to become the best person that you can be. So, you use all your experiences and all your training to become the best person you can be at that point. And in the workplace, how do we become the best person? By furthering your studies to become better, to do in-service training, again, to become better, or with practical involvement. You can ask the marketing lecturer to do the marketing for the campus, or the public relations lecturer to get involved with charities so that the campus or the college can get a good image with the society or the community. So that is Maslow. Um, let's just recap. To recap, Maslow's hierarchy of needs will always be represented in the form of a triangle. This triangle will have 5 different levels, with the largest at the base representing the most important needs, which are your physical needs. Then safety and security, affiliation, esteem and self-esteem, and then self-actualization. So how just quickly to tie this in with communication. Somebody who is hungry, who doesn't have their physical needs met, how and why should they worry about being safe if they're hungry and sleepy? If your colleague comes to work and they say, "Oh, I've got this new car," they want to fulfill their self-esteem and esteem need. They want you to come look at the car, right? But if you are worried about not having lunch, you are worried about not having have slept properly, your physical needs, you won't have anything to say to each other. You can't communicate properly, right? What about that lady who lives in a gang-ridden um, uh, uh, um, neighborhood where there's gunshots every night? They maybe have enough food to eat, but there's a real worry about safety and security. So she goes to work, and these people want to have a braai. They want to have a function to fulfill their affiliation needs. Will she be really interested in that braai because she's worried about her safety and security? So you see, people who are on different levels of this hierarchy, they have different motivations. They have different things that bother them. And therefore, communication would be difficult when it comes to different needs. That's Maslow. It was a mouthful. If you have any questions, please email me at jeffkester@gmail.com. The notes for this will be in my Google Classroom. You go to classroom.google.com and you use the code 33H7WG4 to download these notes, as well as the slideshow if you want, for safekeeping, for revision, for your cousin who's going to do management communication or communication in for next semester or next year. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Bye.